asked to speak on this topic, I thought, it's not for me. I never got bullied. I was never targeted as far as being body shamed. And then I realized that even never having had those experiences, I still have these thoughts in the back of my mind even today. Have a 1-year-old now, there's this pressure to have to lose all the baby weight. And no one has ever said to me, you have to lose the baby weight, or wow, how long is it going to take you, or anything. But it's still, when I go to put on my old clothes, it's like, oh, I haven't lost my baby weight still. And it's been over a year. And when is it going to happen? And it's just something that pops up.
I have faced a struggle on like being confident in my own skin because my sister is like really skinny and she's like a twig, and it just makes me always feel like very bad about myself because like I would look at her and I would like go by her sizes and look at me and be like, I'm younger, I should be the skinnier one. But every person is made differently, and it really doesn't matter what you look like. You just need to learn to be confident in yourself. And I also think that like I just start to like get over the fact of me being upset. I just started looking in the mirror every single morning and I would just smile at myself.
Skinny people are always shown as gorgeous, and if you're a little chubby, you're not seen as perfect, or you don't have the ideal body type.
Like, especially in this day and age where like we see so much on social media, so much on models, like everyone gets confused and like what, like they're not okay with themselves because they're like, they see these models with incredible bodies which are obviously like really good, but they're not necessarily the right bodies to have. If you think about it, like those bodies suit them because they're models. They're meant to make things look good, but like that might not be the same thing for you. So don't necessarily feel that you have to have that kind of body because it's not your job to look good 24/7. It's their job to look good and display the clothes nicely so people feel enticed to buy it. It's more of a marketing perspective rather than an actual body thing. So I think the perfect body is definitely not what we see on social media or the models. I think more social body is whenever you feel comfortable within yourself. Like, it's not good to be too skinny, that's definitely not the perfect body, and it's definitely not good to be too fat. So you need to know to yourself when you are nearing that, but any side of that spectrum. Okay, so that's my definition of a perfect body: the state at which you feel comfortable in your body that is healthy. No one else can define how good or bad your body looks, because like, to be honest, it's your body. Like, what can they do? Like, they can have their opinions about their body, but like, don't come here and tell me about my body, because like, you're the one in your body anyways. Do you know what I mean? They're not the one in that body.
And that's just to say that the perfect body doesn't exist. And I think media definitely has put a lot of pressure on here's the perfect body type because they keep casting the same people over and over again. And yes, it's cliche, but I think that's where most of us are getting these thoughts from, and most of us aren't getting bullied or body shamed outwardly. Maybe we feel like people are looking at us, but they're probably not.
Many people associate being beautiful or being pretty with being the perfect weight, having a very skinny stomach and like a strong stomach with all those lines, and like a six-pack stomach, and then not having big thighs, having small thighs, but then like having like wide hips and a big butt. But that doesn't really like make sense. Like, no one is really like that. No one has that Barbie doll figure.
All of these girls and I'm a teacher and I have teenagers, I teach high school, and I see them looking at each other like, oh, what are you wearing? And comparing themselves, and that's the cycle that has to end, because I do think, and I see it every day, that the girls are ones who are going to make the comments. I don't ever hear guys commenting on what the girls are wearing, or their weight or anything. The girls are telling each other, oh, I lost 5 pounds. Oh, I gained 2 pounds this week. And they're sharing that because they're friends. But I think it's also feeding that negativity of their body image to each other. And then when one girl is sitting looking in the mirror and thinking bad things about herself, and then she goes to tell her friends, and they're like, well, maybe my thighs are a little too big. And it's just, I think, a vicious cycle of knowing that other people are thinking it, and so maybe they're thinking it about you.
Tips and self-love and acceptance. Woo! My biggest one. Like, to be honest, I'm a very confident person. Like, so I'm my biggest fan. Like, every morning I'm gassing myself, I'm looking in the mirror, and I'm like, ooh, damn, sis, you looking fancy. Like, even here, like, I really got the lighting. Like, my skin is looking quite, Anyways, yeah, not about me. Back to the question. Yeah, self-love. I think, like, no one can love you more than yourself, honestly. If you think about it, like, who's gonna know you better than yourself? Nobody. So, like, who's gonna love you better than yourself? Nobody.
I love the way I am, and so I really do think that helped me to like get over the fact that I would look at her. So I really think that like you just need to be more confident. I would get up every single morning, look in the mirror, call myself pretty, beautiful, whatever it had to take, just to make sure that I was happy with myself. I think that all girls should be happy with themselves, no matter how tall they are, how short they are, how skinny, if they're a little bigger, if one has brown hair. I think that every single girl should just be happy with themselves for who they are. Everyone is different and special and unique in their own different way. A girl should be able to look in the mirror, and or a guy, they should be able to look in the mirror, call themselves handsome, call themselves skinny, because they shouldn't care about what anybody else thinks but themselves.
Okay, tips on self-care. Work out. It's like super good for you. Stay strong.
You are who you are, and you can't change, like, if you're big boned, like, you can't change the way that you're structured. I know girls 11 through 17, we all have social media. We all see that, like, the most famous people are the skinniest, the most gorgeous people are the skinniest. And that kind of gets into our heads, and it shouldn't, but it does.
Hi guys! I'm trying to remember my own questions now. But I know the first one is that what I think influences the perfect body. And I really do think that it's like companies, not just like social media. But I really do think it's companies pushing it, because we've all seen the Victoria's Secret like Angels commercials with these girls that are this big and perceived as perfect. So now the world has shown that, and every girl thinks that they have to look like that to be pretty. And that was always the standard. And now in new times, being thick is like hot, right? But like, what if you're not like a slim thick and you're not a twig? Are you just not pretty? Because that's what the world shows you, that you're not pretty if you're not one of these two things, and that is so incredibly wrong. Society is never going to be happy. So people have to stop trying to make society happy. If you're too skinny, it's going to want you to put on some weight. And let's say it calls you too big, it wants you to go to the gym and lose weight. It wants you to be what you already aren't. It's never going to be happy with the way that you are. There's always going to be something to fixate on. And when you let go of that, you can just be so much more happy with yourself. It's definitely hard to come out of that where you've heard your whole life that you have to wear this and look like this and do this to be pretty, instead of just what you like on yourself and what you want to wear and how you want to feel, instead of having everyone else nitpick everything. Perfection isn't a standard, and it should never ever be a standard, because I know that I've tried for perfection. I'm just never gonna get there. It's unrealistic, and I'm just always gonna be unhappy with myself if I want perfection. And that's such a hard lesson to learn, even if it seems so simple.
Girls have the capability of also lifting each other up in these moments. Spreading negative comments, even about yourself, can spread negativity. And so to combat that, I believe that sharing those positive comments and just spreading positivity in general can really be a solution to this negative push of body image.